Every 3 years, the Church celebrates World Youth Day with an international meeting between the Pope and young people. For some 6 days, the participants experience a festive atmosphere, moments of joy, prayer, camaraderie, and adventure. It's a time that concludes with the celebration of Holy Mass and the announcement of the host nation for the next meeting.
Se tendrá en Portugal.
But not everyone knows all that goes into this announcement. To know better what happens behind the scenes at every international encounter, let's speak with one of its protagonists, the journalist and professor of communications, Santiago de la Cierva, the head of communications of World Youth Day 2011 in Madrid, Spain. It was a 3-year adventure that started off with an unexpected call and his flat-out no.
El arzobispo de Madrid, Cardenal Rocco, me pidió.
The Archbishop of Madrid, Cardinal Rocco, asked me to make a communications plan for the World Youth Day. I felt really sorry for whoever was going to be the head of communications. I said to myself, poor man or woman who has to do that. And so I presented a working proposal that really wasn't a communications plan, but what would have to be done. How much money would need to be managed, what kind of team, the time frame, and what resources would need to be directed. Cardinal Rocco saw it, he liked it, and he asked if I could be the director of communications. And I told him, no, I can't do it. I have a job, and this requires a lot of work. The Cardinal accepted the no in a friendly way, and I believed he had resolved it in another way. Later, the Grand Chancellor of my university called me and told me, Cardinal Rocco called me and he said he wanted you to work for him. I told him I couldn't. I'm working. And he told me I'm in charge at the IESE. And if you are up for it, I'll speak with the IESE. And so he spoke with them and they lent me out and I started the job.
For the first 2 years, the task force of communicators for World Youth Day Madrid worked tirelessly. Santiago de la Cierva, known as Iago to friends, guided a communications strategy based mainly on his personal experience as an active participant in the World Youth Days since 1985, and from his work experience as a journalist on the occasion of these encounters.
Y el que me dio la pauta fue el Papa Benedict.
The one who gave me the objective was Pope Benedict, because with a year left, he brought us together and told us, I want World Youth Day to be an occasion for a personal encounter with Christ. Is that impossible? We bring 2 million people together, and now we have to achieve a personal encounter with each of them. And this revolutionized it. So we changed a lot of things about the schedule so there would be more time to pray, so that it wasn't just cultural activities, so that the people could eat, because if they haven't eaten or slept, they can't pray because they just sit and fall asleep. And we also tried to help communications media to understand that what was important. And this may seem crazy, that what was important was not the Pope, but the experience of the faith of these young people that were coming from all over the world.
Sino que lo importante eran esas experiencias de fe de los jóvenes que venían de todo el mundo.
For Iago, World Youth Day 2023 in Lisbon is a sure success. A new generation with new challenges that will experience a personal encounter with Christ.
Nueva generación que tiene nuevos desafíos.
It's a generation that has the challenge of the lack of a personal connection, that people are more connected digitally than in person. And as such, we see how the Pope said some months ago, they need to give up their cell phones, leave the internet, speak with people. I think it is going to be a really important message. The Pope is probably warning about the dangers, but he's also orienting. This is important towards the figure of Christ, the centrality of the life of every one of us of Christ. And that will be the same with new examples. The Pope loves to invent new examples, and so I think it will be wonderful, independent of whether or not it is well organized, because young people don't care about that. And he'll likely have something to say. Look, Lisbon is very close to Fatima, so there's going to be a Marian message. And those challenges that we have, in the view of all, is a war that the Pope says is the precursor to the Third World War. So, the Pope is able to mobilize people and sensitize them to how important it is to be creators of peace. everyone in his own home, city, and nation. This could have a domino effect in many countries. Lisbon is going to be wonderful, and we'll see what happens.
Lisboa será una maravilla y veremos qué pasa.